Hey, good evening. It's Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. Thank you for joining us this evening as we discuss those topics that are relevant to you as you go through the trauma of divorce. So tonight we are going to talk about a topic that all of you can relate to, and that is the topic of anger. But first, I do want to let you know that there is a support group coming up October 10th, online and in person, if you are in the Grand Rapids area. So connect with me and give me your email address, and I will send you a registration form to get this healing started. So that is October 10th, online and in person, excuse me, if you are in the Grand Rapids area. So tonight we're going to talk about dealing with anger. Why is this topic relevant? Because all of you at one point or another are going to face the emotion of anger. And some of you more than others. Some of you will be overwhelmed and controlled by your anger. And anger is an emotion that God gave to us. It's important, it's relevant, but it cannot control our actions. So we want to talk tonight a little bit about what anger is, what we need to do with it, how we need to handle it. So for those of you who don't know me, or maybe you're coming in for the first time, this is really my work. My work is to guide people through the trauma of divorce with the least amount of damage. So much damage has already occurred in your life because of the bad relationship and the impending or the current in process or the past divorce. So how do we work this so that we have the least amount of damage emotionally, financially, physically, and spiritually? It does not happen naturally. It has to be intention, so that you are focusing intentionally on dealing with all of the emotions that come with divorce and all of the processes. You are getting the support that you need. That's why you should never go through divorce alone. Never, ever. I don't know how many times I need to stress that to you. If you are someone who think, oh, this is too private, I need to deal with this on my own, you simply cannot. It is a trauma that requires support and experts and care and compassion and so many of those things that you may have lacked for so many years in this negative relationship. So, what do I do with this anger? You feel the anger, so what do I do with it? Well, anger is there to show us that something is wrong. Something's wrong. Some injustice has happened. So what do you do with it? You explore your anger. What am I angry about? What am I angry about? The more you can articulate it, the more you can name it, the more you can tame it and calm it and leverage it for your healing. Be curious. What am I angry about? I know I'm angry because that's a natural response. I know I've seen anger in other people. I've seen it in my parents, and maybe the parents didn't handle it right or well. But the question is, what am I angry about? You may be angry about many things. First of all, the injustice. How dare this happen? How dare this person not be the person that I needed them to be? The injustice of it all. How could this possibly happen? We were together for so many years. We had it all figured out, we thought. And yet there was a terrible injustice. And then the lies. We're angry about the lies. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't we seek help or counseling a long time ago? Why all of a sudden are you throwing this at me? The lies. The lies. The betrayal, which is a lie that has happened. The lies of the expectations that I had for this relationship. The lies make me angry. How dare you? How dare you do this to me? And then we're angry because decisions were made of my life that I had no say in. I had no voice. You didn't even ask me. I didn't get to choose. You just threw this at me. And I'm angry. What's interesting about anger is that anger is fear and pain. I tell this story in my book, Suddenly Single, about the gentleman who was very, very quiet until we came to the point of anger and the topic of anger. And this man who was very, very quiet, raised his head and finally said, "Of course I'm angry, because then I don't have to feel the pain." Wow, is that revealing? Wow, is that revealing? Because anger is pain and fear of what's going to happen now, what's going to happen next. So I write in this book, Suddenly Single, Rebuilding Your Life After Divorce, a section on anger, dealing with anger. And I want to read just a little bit of it to you. Anger is a natural coping response to emotional pain. The question is, what will you do with your anger? Even when justified, it can be potentially dangerous if it is not channeled wisely. A fire of anger may rage inside of you. If kept inside, it will burn you. You need to release it in a healthy manner. Talking through it can diffuse it. Vocalize it as you grapple with the injustice that created your anger. Exercise also releases anger, or you can journal through the emotions. The important thing is to find an outlet instead of keeping it inside. Choose to work through your anger instead of letting your anger work through you. Have you ever seen an angry person that you wanted to be around? Of course you haven't. Of course you haven't. Anger is more complex than we realize or give it credit for. I love this diagram that talks about the iceberg of anger. Look at all of the emotions that are under that iceberg. Sadness, disappointment, stress, hurt, insecure, lonely, threatened, pain, guilt, embarrassment, helplessness, shame, jealous, scared, contempt, insecure, anxious, overwhelmed, tired. I bet you can relate to every one of those descriptive words of anger, because you are angry and I get it. That is a natural response. It's okay. It's okay to be where you are. Wherever that is, in your anger, in your loneliness, in your depression. It's okay to be there, but you can't stay there. You can't stay there. That's why you need the support to get through this emotion and all of the others that come with divorce. What are you doing with your anger? There's so many harmful things we can do with it. So many. The list, I won't even begin to list them for you. But anger is a natural emotion. Be curious about it. What am I angry about exactly? And when you can name it, you can begin to explore it, and you can begin to calm it, and you can begin to reason with it. Don't let anger take you out of control. Let me say this, it is so complicated right now. You don't need foolish actions from anger to further complicate it. That's why you need support. You need to vocalize that anger. You need to journal that anger. You need to meet with a therapist. You need to meet with a pastor. You need to belong to a support group, which begins October 10th, to be able to articulate this and get it outside of you, because when it's inside of you, it's doing damage. I don't want you damaged. I want you healed. More importantly, God wants you healed, and He will take you through this. He gives strength to the weary and increases the power of the weak. We feel so out of control right now and so weak. And yet calling upon the name of the Lord seriously gives us a rock to stand on, to deal with our anger, to be able to cry out those tears of anger, to express them, to get them outside of us. And with His love, He will calm all of your fears. He will calm all of your fears. I don't know where you're at right now in your anger journey or this divorce journey, but I hope and pray that you can look at this anger really as a tool in which you can use to begin moving forward in your healing. It's not there for destruction. It is there as a tool of guidance. I hope that's been of help. You know, I've been crazy busy with people lately of going through this trauma of divorce. But I invite you to contact me, my first hour free consult, to help you get through this anger, loneliness, shame, pain, wherever you're at, confusion, overwhelm. I've been doing this for 17 years, so I've probably heard your story once before. I want you to know you're going to get to the other side of this, that there is life after divorce, a beautiful life. And this anger is only telling you you've got some things to work out. So be honest with it, be honest with yourself, deal with it, face it, and you're going to get to the other side of it. I know that. I've seen it so many times. I hope this has been of help. Thank you for joining me this evening, and I look forward to hearing from you. And send me any questions you may have. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Be compassionate. You're going through a trauma. This is Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous, guiding you every step of the way through the trauma and after the trauma of divorce. Good evening.